Hey guys, this is BR5 from Infrapixels, and today we're gonna be learning what keyframes are and what we can do with them. So to define a keyframe, it's basically a frame that is used to indicate the beginning or the end of a change made to the signal, which is in this case, this is the project of the intro that you saw before. These things, it could be a text layer, it could be a null object, it could be an adjustment layer, a shape layer, anything. So even a music file, I guess. Yes, even a music file. You can set the audio levels, how long, how wide, how small it is. And that's just barely scratching the surface here, because there's a lot more you can do to it. For example, we can see here in text, it hasn't come yet, so you don't know where it actually is. Oh yeah, there we go, it's there. Sorry. Well, this is tutorials, and as you can see here, the text comes at this part, comes up, pops, has this kind of popping action. And what is going on here basically? Well, let me explain. First of all, these are called keyframes. These diamond shaped things are called keyframes, and they don't have to be necessarily in diamond shape. It can be in a hourglass shape or a square, for example. That all depends on this stuff, but this is not necessary without this keyframe on the top. This is the basics, so let's go with that. As you can see, at the beginning stage, we can see one keyframe at 25, 26, 27, maybe 27-ish. At the point of the 27th frame, here, the size of this tutorial's text is 0, 0 and 0. So it's not visible to us, but there's a value. And with the next keyframe, we see it jump to 45.3. Well, does that show us? Is that it's proceeding to the next keyframe, that is this one. So as we go, it keeps getting bigger and bigger from 19.6 all the way up to 135.9. That's the big size, and now we can clearly see it. But then you see it shrink it back. That's because there's another keyframe, and that asks this keyframe to change the time all the way up to there, which is 6:38 and 3:30. Sorry, 124.2, 124.2, 124.2. So that's how basically what keyframes do. Basically, they allow you to change the property of a certain value. For example, in this case, it's a scale, to whatever you want in a particular frame. It doesn't even have to be a frame. It can be a minute, it can be a second, it can be an hour, if you wanted to. It all depends on your needs. So that's one part of it. What else can you do with this thing? Well, if you can see this entire clip, you can see that every single part of it is actually keyframed. Every single movement you see, everything will pop. Let me remove this real quick. This is annoying. There we go. Title action save, that's used for, making sure your stuff is at the center. You can see here it pops up. You can see the wobble, and hope you enjoy. Whoops, yeah, Infrapixel, yeah, whatever, the spinning cylinder thing, and that. So that's keyframes. And to answer my previous question, what all you can actually do with this, well, it's tough to say in one video because there's a lot. But one of the things are trackers. You can use those if you want. Meaning, for example, you can track motion and it will form a keyframe for you. Which brings us perfectly to our next topic. You cannot make any project without keyframes. Like, if you made a project without keyframes, I mean, it's probably really simple, or you used a lot of pre-comps. I mean, damn, it's that important. So keep that in mind. I know this is the first tutorial on Infrapixels with a voice in it, but I guess it makes explaining this stuff better, because all the other tutorials are about following them and then you learn it by yourself. But in this, it's like completely different and not too effective. It probably is, depends on your skill, I guess, and your previous usage of this. Anyway, to wrap it up, I'm just gonna give you a simple definition. A keyframe is like a frame that is that is used to predict what value, or to mention what value of a certain property, in this case, well, blurriness, is in that particular frame. So in that particular frame, this was 5.7 or 9.5, and the next keyframe says different. So what that does is it allows us to change the values of the blurriness without us having to manually change it, and we cannot manually change it because it will remain like that for the entire length of the clip. This makes small clips, or the spaces between them define how fast or how slow these things should occur. However, if that is in the case, if we do not use these the velocity frames. So keyframe is like a frame, but it's the main frame. That is, it depicts the value. That's what makes it special amongst all the other frames, because it depicts the value. All the other frames, what they do is progress, or you execute the changes that were brought in by that keyframe. So that's basically it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. We only have 8 subscribers as of date. So yeah, thank you for watching. This is BR5 and I'm signing out.